NYC right now, New York City is not playing. And maybe Cali should take heed. Drill music videos led to 40 arrests in Operation Drilly. Now, New York drill is on fire right now, and these artists are once again telling a lot of crimes in their songs, and they're gladly bragging about it on the internet. 20 people alone were arrested in the Bronx for bragging in their music about sliding on their ops. Talk to me about that, man.
You say they had how many? 40 arrests?
40 arrests.
Because these guys were they say one more, they got caught.
So they're drill music rappers. So their drill music is where they're literally talking. It's the gangster rap of today, and they're literally telling what they're doing. And people are making songs back and forth, and they're hopping online, and man, meet me here. I'm in your neighborhood right now. Blah blah blah, like doing a bunch of dumb shit. And New York is tired of it. They're tired of it. The crime rate is going up, and it's really messing up their city. And yep.
So meanwhile, so the cops is watching videos and busting fools at the same time. This is what you're telling me.
Yep.
Actually, that just proved what I just said a few minutes ago. People want attention so bad, they'll do anything. They'll tell on themselves. Do you realize police got just as many Facebook accounts, Instagram, TikToks as everybody else does, and you wonder why your ass get locked up. Okay? This is what happens, man, when they take critical thinking out of school. When I was in school, I was taught logic. I was taught how to think logical, okay? But after a while, that class is no longer available. I mean, just the basic skills to put things together and make it make sense to do what they call reasonable deduction, where you can figure out things by taking things away. Okay, if I do this, but don't do that, this might be the case. And being a DJ, you have to learn reasonable deduction just to figure out what may be wrong with your sound system, okay? To take out a wire to see if this wire working, this one ain't working, is a form of reasonable deduction, okay? If this not working, try one that looks just like it. If it works, then it ain't the speaker, it's the wire. So now, by eliminating dumb shit, you can find yourself into a situation where you can make a good guess or a good guesstimation on what's right and what's wrong. Here we go again. You got 40 crews, just 40 people, 40 crews got arrested from videos. They're sitting in jail, facing bail, facing time. Probably they're gonna start talking basketball scores or somebody gonna start talking not only about shit they talking about now, shit that happened in the past. Okay. There's gonna be some conversations, some deals made, and when they start passing out them basketball scores, people gonna start talking. So a lot of shit is gonna get a lot of shit's gonna get solved. A lot of cats is gonna go to jail because in a lot of cases the cats ain't supposed to have guns, but because people want to wave guns in most of their videos, all they gotta do is see if you're on parole or probation. You can get violated whether you used it or not. For possession, a felony. I mean, a felon with a gun is a crime. I don't give a damn whether you use it or not. A felon in possession of a gun is a crime. If you're on parole, in most cases, you can't have a firearm until you get off. I mean, probation. In most cases, you can't have a firearm, especially if it's done. You have a violent situation. Now, I don't know about dope, but in most situations, where you whoop somebody's ass or pull a gun on somebody, maybe a misdemeanor, maybe probation, but you can't have a gun during that time. And as a felon, which is a lifelong situation, you can't have a gun, period. You through with guns, firearms at all costs. So for you to be on video, which is evidence that you broadcast to the world with you with a gun in your hand, and you know you got a felony, you just graduated the class of stupid for 2022. Congratulations, you get a diploma for your accomplishment for being in the class of stupid for 2022. You get a diploma. You got one coming in the mail. Oh, or your commissary. and Mark said it's self-snitching, man.
Yeah,
it's self-snitching, and this is that super tight jean wearing, tattoos all over the face, cats that they just they're the reason why I don't do teen clubs no more. They're the ones they're the reason why a lot of people don't do a lot of things, because they don't have any kind of common sense when it comes to basic law. You out here a criminal. The first thing a criminal should do is know the law. The first thing a criminal should do is know the law. Okay. I knew guys at one point in time. I never sold dope, but I knew guys that did. Most of them, when they made their first $20,000, $30,000, they gave it to their lawyers, because they know they're gonna get caught at some point in time. So I can't get to my money if I'm locked up. So here goes $30,000 or whatever the retainer is, and who to call if I get locked up. Okay, they know the bail is going to be maybe $200,000 or $300,000. Here's $30,000. Here's another $10,000 for you, whatever. And you know I'm good for it, whatever the case may be. But bottom line is, they got money to get started on getting him out of jail. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the sensible thing that most cats that I was acquainted with that were involved in the situation, they would just put money up with a lawyer, and and if they got big enough, they maybe put $50,000, $100,000 with him. Just like Breaking Bad, okay? Just like they did on Breaking Bad. Hey man, hold this for me in case I get busted. Come get me.
That's game. That's game right there.
But you live with your mom. Your mom's probably living in an apartment. If you don't have no property to put up, if you get a bail, anything past $10,000, you're gonna need a couple grand. You get $20,000 bail, that's $2,000 in cash. A $10,000 bond, a $20,000 bond is $2,000 cash. If it's 50, you need 5,000 cash and some property to put up. Okay. If it's 100, you ain't going nowhere. That's $10,000 cash and property. You got to have equity of worth $10,000. Unless you got some serious family with some serious love that know that you ain't gonna run, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Going to court in jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isaiah, thank you again. We're gonna get to your question real quick, but yeah, that's game, Lonzo. That's game, dude. And what trips me out is everybody's big balling out here making songs, talking about money, 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 this, money, that, and they get arrested and they don't have $10,000.
Lawyer don't want no jewels, man, because that shit ain't worth nobody but you. You got to give a lawyer all your stuff. He got to take it to some place and sell it for scrap. You paid $100,000, it may be worth $30,000 scrap. Because unless your name is Little Nutsack, another cat named Little Nutsack, the jewelry has no value. You got all this custom made shit, and if somebody wants to sell it, they don't care who it belongs to. This is the collector. That may be a little bit different, but if you're a collector, if you that big, well, collectors want your stuff, it's gonna be valuable no matter what. You should have money that you shouldn't have to go to somebody to sell your jewelry to make bail. But if you're not, unless your name is Little Nutsack, I had a friend of mine ran a jewelry store right here in off of Jefferson. I actually love going to the jewelry store. You see all the pimp chest piece ring. I call them chest pieces. Ring finger off their fingers this high and shit. And that shit would be cheap. $1,000, $500, $1,500, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, how can a ring like that be so cheap? He said, unless your name is I don't know, Pimp Mike, it has no value to me. Okay. I only gave him $500 for it. I want $7,000 or whatever the case may be. But man, I know that ring had to cost about $10,000, $15,000. It may have, but to me, and to me, it's only worth $500 or $1,000, whatever the value may be. Because unless I find another pimp named Mike that likes that design, it has no value.
That's hilarious, man. Okay. Isaiah says, thank you again, Isaiah, for supporting the channel, dude. Lonzo, Dusty, good show. He says, Temptations or New Edition? I'll start first. I'm the younger guy, so I'm going to go New Edition just because I know more of their music. I know most Temptation songs as well, but I guess I can relate more to New Edition. What about you, Lonzo?
Dude, I got to go Temptations, man. I've been thinking that since I was a kid. So, the New Edition, they favor, they're the modern day Temptation. New Edition, modern day Temptations. when I saw them on that show of the day. I saw somebody was clowning Bobby Brown, him not having enough air to do the show. The way they all dress in their all identical, that's old Temptation, Dramatics type shit. I got to go to OGs. I'm OG. What can I tell you? Bully Bo, thank you very much.
Yeah. Keith says, I'm so sick of this shit. I ain't even from LA. Leave Nips shit alone. Yeah, people love Nipsey, man. People love Nipsey, dude.
Yep.